Welcome back to the channel. Y'all see the title of the video. I'm going to be talking about one of the most exciting teams, one of the more exciting eras of a basketball team to ever play the game. And that is the Steve Nash / Mike D'Antoni 7 seconds or less Phoenix Suns from 2004 to 2011. If you like fast-paced run and gun, shoot a lot of threes, up-tempo, beautiful pick and roll action basketball, this was the team to watch. So many shooters. And Nash, just elite playmaking genius, is truly unmatched. His vision, his timing, his creativity. And Nash, to me, is truly an underrated scorer. I feel like if Nash really wanted to, he could have put the ball in the basket much more. If you look at the years he won MVP, right? Nash, he's like up there in terms of having the lowest points per game average and being an MVP winner. I believe number one is definitely Wes Unseld. He averaged like 14 points and 18 rebounds in his rookie season. But Nash is definitely within the top five. So as we see in the 2004-2005 season, his first MVP award, he averaged 15 points. But if you watch the games, right, you will see how he truly just turned that whole franchise around. Look at that. He led the league in assists by averaging 11 and a half assists per game. In the 05-06 season, he averaged 18.8 points and then averaged 10 and a half assists. Also leading the league that year in assists as well. He led the league in assists 5 times during this era, in the 7 seconds or less. And, him and Amari Stoudemire pick and roll action was just money. You got to make the argument between Nash and Amari or Stockton and Malone to be like the best pick and roll duo in league history. Because, hey, I think it's without a doubt those are the top 2 duos in terms of running the pick and roll game. It's like they were synced together, right? Nash was just amazing, man. If he really wanted to score the ball more, I'm telling you, he really could. And just the versatility on this, on the Steve Nash era Suns teams were just amazing. So many sharp shooters, so many perimeter threats, that just stretched the defense. Joe Johnson was there from just the 04-05 season, but smooth shooter. He thrived off Nash kickouts. He shot, where is it at? Let me go back. But yeah, Joe Johnson in the 04-05 season, he shot 47% from 3, bruh. Crazy. We all know they ended up trading him, but hey, still, so many shooters. Quentin Richardson was there in the 04-05 season as well. Just your classic traditional catch and shoot wing player. He actually led the NBA that season in 3-pointers made. So shout out to Q Rich. As you see, it's bolded, because he led the league in 3-pointers made, and he attempted the most. So that makes sense. But yeah, look at that. He shot 631 threes and made 226 threes. And that puts him at a 36% rate, which is pretty good because we know a good 3-point percentage to shoot is anywhere from the high 30s to the low 40 percentile range. And the Phoenix Suns teams from the Nash D'Antoni era, they were always, up there in 3-point percentage and number 1 in 3-pointers made. From 04 to 2010, 5 times they led the league in 3-point percentage. So not only were they just taking a lot, because you say, oh, of course they're going to get that number because they're taking so many threes. But yeah, they were making them. They were making their threes that they took. So hey, y'all see the screen. Please look at the screen. As you see, when Nash first got there, this is the first season in Phoenix, after he left Dallas. They were number 1 in 3-pointers made and number 1 in 3-pointer percentage. 04-05 season. Now let's go to the 2005-2006. Same thing. Number 1 in 3-pointers made, number 1 in 3-pointer percentage. 06-07. Let's go to it. Number 1 in 3-pointers made, number 1 in 3-point percentage. 07, 08. Let's go to it. All right. This time, Shaq got there, so the offense was kind of different. But hey, they still finished within the top 5. Number 4 in 3-pointers made, 5th in attempts, but number 1 in 3-point percentage still. 08-09 season. Let's get to it. Number 14 in 3-pointers made, shockingly enough. But 19 in 3-pointers attempted, but 5th in 3-point percentage as a team overall. 09-010. And in this 2009-2010 season in particular, I said this is the best 3-point shooting team that they had because let's just get to it. Yeah, they were 3rd in 3-pointers made, but still number 1 in 3-point percentage, right? But the reason why I said that this season in particular is the best shooting team that the Steve Nash had, in the Steve Nash era. This time, D'Antoni wasn't the coach no more. It was Alvin Gentry. But still, this is their best shooting team because look at this. They, at the time, were the best 3-point shooting team, percentiles-wise, in the 21st century until the Golden State Warriors ended up breaking it as a team overall. Just by a couple more points. And as we see in the 2015-2016 season, the Warriors shot 41.6% from 3. But in the 2010 season, the Phoenix Suns shot 41.2%. And just look at the roster, right? So, as we see, Nash this year, he shot 43% from 3. Grant Hill shot 44% from 3. Channing Frye, who they really needed, he was a stretch big. This was like really the first time they had like a true stretch big, right? That season, Channing Frye shot 44% from 3, and Jason Richardson, who's known as a slasher, he was a good shooter too, man. He had an outside game, inside and outside game. He shot 39% from the 3, Jason Richardson. And look at the bench. Jared Dudley shot 46% from 3, and Gordon Dragic shot 39% from 3. And those are the players that was off the bench, man. This team had so many shooters. And what sucks about the Steve Nash era Phoenix Suns, they always came close, but could never finish it, right? They could just never, claim the title. Look at that. They lost in the Western Conference Finals in 2010 to the Los Angeles Lakers, who, of course, ended up beating the Celtics in one of the best final series ever in the tough Game 7 series. So, shout out to the Lakers. But, yeah, the Nash Suns always came close. And I feel like one year that was really the year that they should have won it was truly the 07 season, the 2006-2007 season. They lost to the Spurs. They always alluding to the Spurs. The Spurs, they always say this about the Nash era Suns. People say, why didn't they win? It was because they didn't have that good of a defense, and they kept running into the Spurs, honestly. Right? Spurs were sometimes, it was that one season, it was the Mavericks. But usually it was always the Spurs, man. It's crazy. But in this particular second round series, we know what happened. This damn fucking hip check by Robert Horry, bruh. So, in the end of Game 4, Robert Horry, he got frustrated and just hip checked Nash for whatever reason. He just crashed out. And then, tensions flared from both teams. Of course, because, hey, the players on the Suns bench got up after Robert Horry, hip checked Nash. And like, yo, what the fuck you doing, bro? Like, fuck wrong with you? And, what the NBA did? They ended up suspending key players on the Suns, which are, of course, Amari Stoudemire, the second best player on the team, and Boris Diaw, the X Factor on the team. My last video I just did was Boris Diaw. Please check it out if you haven't. One of my favorite players of all time. Like top 10, top 15 favorite players. But, yeah, a lot of people have this conspiracy theory that David Stern was like, nah, man, he just, he picks favorites. They was like, he really wanted the Spurs to win this series. Because, man, everything was clicking for the Suns. The season before, Amari Stoudemire missed pretty much the whole season. He only played a couple games. in the 05-06 season, right? So, things were clicking for the 06-07 Suns. They had a good ass record, best record in the league. They finished 61-21. Man, things were so perfect for this team, man. They had so many good players. They had Raja Bell. He was a part of this Suns era teams. Tough 3-and-D guard. People throw that term out loosely. They just say that to anybody who's a 3-and-D. But no, Raja Bell is a good perimeter defensive player, and he was a consistent three-point shooter. He consistently shot 40% from deep. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to Raja Bell. Look at that. Yeah, this season, in the 06-07 season, shot 43% from three. Just cash money. Barbosa was on the Suns in this era. They call him the Brazilian Blur. Super fast in transition. Great transition player. Super speedy. Had good ball handling and can get to the rim. Good in the catch and shoot. One of the key players Nash would kick out to for an open three. And he won Sixth Man of the Year in the 06-07 season. And when you just look at the Suns players from this era, they always were getting selected to all NBA teams, all defensive teams. In the 05-06 season, right? Look at that. Boris Diaw won Most Improved Player. Nash won MVP, made All First NBA. Barbosa, he finished 7th place in Sixth Man of the Year. So was Eddie House. He finished within the top 15. He finished 13 in Sixth Man of the Year. Raja Bell was 13 in Defensive Player of the Year. And his teammate Shawn Marion stepped up big time. Again, in this particular 05-06 season, because look at that. Amari Stoudemire only played 3 games. Amari only played 3 games, bro. But yeah, Shawn Marion was so versatile, man. Shawn Marion was so versatile for this squad, man. He wasn't like a traditional screener, but he was a tough, cat, man. Tough dude. Tough, good screener. He thrived in pick and roll with Nash as well. It wasn't just Amari Stoudemire. Him and Nash had a good connection in pick and roll because he was just super athletic, and he was a really good cutter, man. He was sneaky with the cuts. He would just hit like a sharp, cut, and Nash would just pass it to him, or somebody on the Suns would pass it to him, for an easy layup or dunk at the rim, for just an easy shot at the rim. Versatile. He can play multiple different positions as well. I really believe, you could put Amari from anywhere from the 2 to the 5. Just a super versatile player. He could pop, he can roll. He wasn't the best 3-point shooter, but he could make them. As you see, he only shot, well, in this particular season, 05-06 season, he shot 33%, which isn't the best, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. He averaged a 3 a game. But, yeah, Diaw, Boris Diaw, one of my favorite players ever. Hey, shout out to Boris Diaw fans know, man. I always say this, his numbers don't stand out, but if you watch the games, man, that guy had an impact. And the way he passed the basketball was so beautiful. He showed you how a big man should pass the ball, playing the point forward role. But yeah, Diaw was a crafty passer, and he was a good pick and roller. He was a really good roller, cause short roll, and also, would kick out to shooters because he was always, looking for an even better look. Truly unselfish player. Always kicking out to shooters as well. And then when Channing Frye got there, I thought they had a chance too in the 2010 season. Just an elite, stretch big. Good for the pick and pops with Nash. He wouldn't do too many pick and rolls, but he would pick and pop because he's really a jump shooter. And he just he forced the defense to guard bigs at the 3-point line. He stretched the floor. Spacing, elite spacing this not only this 2010 season, but just in the Nash era, of the Phoenix Suns in general. Elite spacing, ball moving, and they were called 7 seconds or less because the Suns prioritize getting a good shot within the first 7 seconds, and they don't hesitate, right? So they can, before the defense could get set, basically. That's what they were trying to accomplish. That's what most of these run and gun teams do. Constant pressure, just creating fast, created a faster tempo, meaning more possessions, and more possessions means more scoring opportunities, right? And man, him and Amari, man, again, these players, these players on the national teams are so successful, man. Like, bro, Amari was a multi-time multi-time all NBA selections, man. Always like second team, third team. As you see, look at that, 5-time all NBA selections. He got 5 all NBA selections, man. Just really good player, man. His gravity in the pick and roll, it pulled the defense inward, and he was just super athletic. So when his gravity just pulls the defense inside, it creates open looks for 3-point shooters, which really what they wanted. So their volume and efficiency really revolutionized what teams look for in terms of today basketball. Most teams today, even people complain about it because it's too many damn threes. That's their play style. Most teams today just want to shoot the 3-point shot, right? They just want to shoot the 3-point shot. I wanted to mention Grant Hill because to me it was so interesting when he got to the Phoenix Suns because he wasn't really known as a 3-point shooter. We all know Grant Hill, without injuries, he has one of the greatest what ifs. Him, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, Derrick Rose. If these dudes didn't get injured, they had insanely great peaks. Their peaks are insanely great, but it in a way was very short. If these players didn't get injured, man, they would have had so many more accolades to their career. But man, shout out to all of them: Grant Hill, Penny, D Rose. But yeah, back to Grant Hill. He was an all around player. Look at that, hella triple doubles. He had 29 triple doubles in his career. Super versatile. He had a point forward type of role as well. Especially when he was in Detroit. Before the injuries. He won Rookie of the Year. Him and Jason Kidd are co-Rookie of the Years. They won in the same season, making them, co-Rookie of the Years. I don't think we'll ever see that again. But yeah, if you look at his totals, right, and go to his totals, Grant Hill didn't really take the 3-point shot at all. Just look at that. His first season in the NBA, he hit 4 threes out of 27. Next year, 5 threes out of 26. His third season, junior season, 10 threes out of 33 threes he took. But look when he got to the Phoenix Suns in the 07-08 season. He took 104 threes, but he made 33. 31%, not bad, but still pretty decent. The next season, 08-09, 31% as well, but he look at 76 threes. He took a lot of threes in this 99-2000 season. He took a lot of them, interestingly enough. I don't know why, but that's pretty interesting. But basically, he made most of his 3-pointers in his time with the Phoenix Suns, as we see. 33 one season, 24, 35, 45. And just look at the attempts, man. He was jacking them because that was the play style. Grant Hill, you couldn't sag off him anymore. Teams like, yeah, he can shoot the 3-ball. We got to get in his grill, So that was just interesting to me. This Nash era Phoenix Suns team, I always say this. I feel like they are the father of the Golden State Warriors teams. The Steph, Clay, Draymond era Golden State Warriors. Because, the high tempo, but not reckless. They pick really good high quality shots, motion offense, constant off-ball movement, cuts, screens, especially for Steph and Clay, the Splash Brothers. And, the gravity of Steph. Defense has to guard the guy way behind the 3-point line, man. As soon as Steph Curry crosses half court, that opens the floor for his teammates because you got to guard him right there. The man can shoot from there, bro. And just like the Suns, man, everyone touched the ball. Draymond, and he does act as a point forward, in the high post, doing handoffs, and he's a really good short roll passer. YouTube be tripping, too many copyright shit that be going on. That's why I don't really show too much clips. But hey, look up Draymond Green short roll passing or passing highlights, man, or film breakdown. I always say watch film breakdown if you want to go more into depth. But if you have good enough knowledge of the game, watch highlights and you can break it down yourself, really. But he's a really good short road passer, and he is their point forward. But I'll say the difference is between the Clay, Steph, Draymond era Warriors compared to the Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire Warriors teams, Suns teams, is definitely that the Golden State Warriors are a better defensive team than the Phoenix Suns. Because what I just said earlier, the Phoenix Suns always came close, but they kept running into the Spurs. And also, I just felt like, they didn't prioritize defense enough. Honestly. Because I always say this, run and gun, up-tempo, fast-paced basketball it's my favorite. It's my favorite type of style of play. I usually watch teams that play that game. I love watching the Warriors hoop. I love watching the Showtime Lakers. They're a fun team. And people who know ball, y'all remember those 1980s Denver Nuggets teams. They are actually more similar to the Phoenix Suns. Man, that team did not play any defense. The 80s Nuggets, they was legit run and gun. They really didn't even prioritize defense. They would tell you themselves because their philosophy was, let's just outscore them. Super fast pace. And if you look at points per game averages for teams, the Denver Nuggets, the 80s Nuggets are up there. One of those 80s seasons from the Denver Nuggets are up there, right? Because they were just run and gun. But the thing is, with the run and gun philosophy, you don't get set on defense sometimes, and you're just not prioritizing it. You're really not prioritizing it. I'll say for the benefits for run and gun, right? Let me start with the benefits first, okay? The benefits, more possessions equals more chance to score, especially if you have really good offensive talents. Especially if you have good shooters, because they really did. They had the shooting. Again, y'all saw it. Man, always in top 5 or always finishing number 1 in 3-point percentage with the amount of threes that this team took overall. That's very impressive. Run and gun style of play, it keeps, pressure on the opponents, because some opponents, rarely get set. They got to make, they the pace, they sometimes will make mistakes and shit, mismatches and transitions, open looks before the defense organizes, basically, right? And I would say the negatives, right? For the negatives, it relies too much on hot shooting. Your players have to really be on the money. Like, they shot got to be automatic. You have to have really good shooters for this to work. And we all know in basketball, even the best shooters, even Steph has off nights, right? But when your shot is not falling, what you have to do is prioritize defense because, yes, the name of the game in basketball is to put the ball in the hoop, right? But you have to limit the other team from putting the ball in the hoop as well, right? So if you get a good enough stops, it presents your team more opportunities to outscore them. And I really feel like they just didn't do that. And, they prioritize small ball lineups. So, they sacrifice size. So, when they went up against, like, guys like, Tim Duncan, really good rebounder, the Lakers in 2010, man, they lost in the front court. I really feel like that's why they lost that series. Because Pau Gasol, Bynum, Lamar Odom himself, Kobe for a guard is a really good rebounder. Running the small ball lineups, you just, you sacrifice size. Right? So, yeah. The positives, in the positives, more scoring opportunities, momentum swings, great spacing, and, it gives, your shooters chances to shine. The negatives, the defense can get exposed, really weak rebounding, and too much reliance on having a hot night every game. It's really less effective in the playoffs because again, that's when everybody is locked in. When the playoffs happen, that's when players are playing their best defense. The referees are, they hesitate to call that whistle now. They're going to call every little foul. It gets different. So, yeah, That was just a big problem for this the Nash era teams. But still one of my favorite teams to watch. I still to this day, you can if y'all can see my YouTube history, man, you'd be like, damn, this dude love the damn Phoenix Suns, man. Because I watch a lot of old, Phoenix Suns games from the Nash era, and they were super fun to watch. Full games too, not even just highlights. I watch highlights, of course, from like the different players in this team. Again, Boris Diaw like my top 10 favorite player of all time. Love Boris Diaw game. Love Steve Nash game. Amari. I'll just go back and watch a lot of Phoenix Suns games. But man, they rely too much on, the run and gun pace and run and gun style. But still, man, one of the most exciting teams to watch. One of the most exciting teams to watch. All right. Just Nash just being an elite facilitator. He really was the heart and soul of this team. You can make Nash is arguably top 5. Arguably a top 5 point guard, however you rank them. I don't like to do lists because lists don't really mean shit. You know what I'm saying? It don't really matter. I don't really like to do that. Like who's the best of the best? Super cringe. I'd rather just talk basketball. You know what I'm saying? You can have your list, but for me, I won't debate with you because it's like I'm not gonna be able to change your mind. People can present all these stuff and say this is the reason why, and then you can present all your reasons to why you opposed to that and advocate for another player on why he is better. But come on, bro, it really don't mean nothing. I'd rather just talk about the game of basketball, man. Basketball is supposed to be fun. It's a game. It's a game, man. These people be losing their mind over lists and shit. It's like ridiculous. It's like, bro, it's sports. Like it don't even be fun to talk basketball with motherfuckers anymore, man. So I'm just on here sharing my thoughts and opinions. All right. I still talk to a few people I know about hoops who actually know the game, where it's civilized. It's not some monkey shit where motherfuckers is just losing their mind. Oh, bro, no. It's none of that. You feel me? But hey, man, shout out to this team. Shout out to this team, man. Super similar to the Warriors to me, but the Warriors' defense was way better. They were way better organized defensive team, and I feel like they were less about the pure run and gun speed, but they were more about creating just beautiful motion offense. Beautiful motion offense. Everybody touched the ball, and just the shooting gravity of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And they're just a better defensive team. But still, hey, I love the Phoenix Suns. So, hey, for y'all, go back. There's so many videos on YouTube of people doing film breakdown on the 7 seconds or less offense. Definitely take a look at those. Shout out to those YouTubers. Again, this is basically just a retrospective channel. I would say, hey, y'all, I'll say look at my channel as a forum, honestly. This is just like a forum channel, where it's just a discussion, and I show some of the, the stats and all that. All right. But so many videos on YouTube of, film breakdown of this team and how their offense was and just how they play the game. Definitely check those out. Check out some old Phoenix Suns games. Check out that, 07 second round series, the Suns versus the Spurs. Really interesting. Really, really interesting, man. The Suns, they had it that year because, they would have definitely, I feel like they definitely, once they got past the Spurs, man, they would have beat whoever was in the Western Conference Finals then. Man, they would have smoked the Cavaliers. Easy. And Nash would have had a ring. But, hey, shoulda, coulda, woulda, who knows. But, y'all tell me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, man. And, look at this, man. Look how many times the Nash era Suns are in this, highest 3-point percentage season as a team overall. Look at that. They're third all time. The 2009-2010 Phoenix Suns at 41.2%. You got the 06-07 Suns in 12th spot at 39.9%. And then again at 39.9% in the 05-06 season. They finished 13th place, with the highest 3-point percentage in the season. And then look at that. They're also in the 22nd and 23rd place, the 07-08 season, and then the 04-05. just a knockdown shooting team, man. Arguably the best shooting team of all time. I would say that this era of the Phoenix Sun teams is a better shooting team than Golden State. But hey, Golden State just played better D, and yeah, see, they won championships. All right, just wanted to quickly talk about the Suns, y'all. I hope I didn't keep y'all too long. I hope y'all watched the whole video. And y'all, again, this is a forum channel, basically. Look at my channel like has a forum. Put your thoughts and opinions in the comments. And, we can agree to disagree. Tell me your thoughts and opinions. And be respectful, or not. If not, if you're just super disrespectful, it's going to get deleted. So I don't know why people do that. But, hey, tell me your thoughts and opinions. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned in to my next couple of videos that's going to come out in the following weeks. All right? Till next time.